Hello fellow data friends. I used my superpower of reading the game files to understand how backing down works, and I'm gonna show you how to bully a country to back down with about 90% success chance. I will be using France for this, and afterwards I'm gonna do a lecture about the in-game numbers and how stuff is calculated, so you get a perfect understanding how it works exactly. Okay, at first we need a weaker enemy. We need to be 4 times as strong as our target, which is rather easy with France. Additionally, that country needs to have maintained power balance strategy. Countries with this strategy are more likely to back down. Countries with colonial expansion work as well, but are a bit harder to bully. Ignore everyone else. And the country needs to be big enough, so you don't annex it with just one war goal. Okay, New Granada is weak and has maintained power balance. Do they have debt? No. Countries with debt are easier to bully. Okay, this strategy works for war goals with about 10 infamy and even better for lower ones. It depends on a lot of factors, but 10 is a good threshold to work with. In this region, the US and Britain are active. Let's check if they will interfere. No relations, and protective attitude from the US and cooperative attitude from Britain. So the US will likely interfere. You can learn more about that in my diplomacy guide. But the US is weak, so we don't really care. Let's declare war. Okay, to bully a country into backing down, we need 2 ingredients. They need to be afraid of us. They're fearful. Good. The sum needs to be about over 60 to really work. And technically, we need to give them a reason to back down. The IA only considers war goals, not damage to economy or a lot of dead people. Right now, New Grenadine might lose Corker if they go to war or if they back down. So why back down if there's a chance they might win the war, right? Hence we need to pile on secondary war goals. At first we need another conquest war goal of about the same infamy. Don't worry too much about the infamy. We will get a 75% refund on war goals which were not enforced due to backing down. And then we add all possible war goals without infamy cost. They don't have as much impact, but they're free. Okay, let's speed up. Oh wait, they're only worried now. Seems like the US is making a difference. So let's mobilize our army to intimidate them. And speed up again. And bam, we won. And infamy is really low because of refunds. What about Mexico? Russia is protective, but has no interest in the region, so it's hunting season. And let's pile on that war goals. Just to be sure this time, we mobilize some troops. Speed up. And done. 6 infamy, no soldier lost yet. What about Venezuela? No good relations, protective from Great Britain. I don't want to mess with them, so let's leave Venezuela alone for now. Now Brazil also has maintained power balance. Protective from Austria, somewhat good attitudes with other great powers, no good relations. Let's do this. We play it a little bit safe with Maranhão. There might be a little edge if we wait until the diplomatic maneuvers phase and then pile on our war goals. Also in theory, we could then check if somebody is close to helping. Then we play it safe with a bit of mobilization, speed up, and done, it's ours. But remember, it will only work for about 90% of these cases. It can and will still fail sometimes. Also remember, reloading a save might not change the random seed. So what do you think so far? Will you test its strategy? And now it's lecture time. Okay, we need some background knowledge first. A country has a chance to back down if confidence plus boldness is below 0. You can see confidence in the game during a Diploplay, but you won't see boldness in game. We will start with boldness. Boldness is mostly determined by the country rank, the Diplo strategy and the impact of primary war goals against this country. The first 2 parts are semi-random and the third one is fully deterministic. There are also 2 small components which adapt special stuff. The effects of country rank are pretty straightforward. Each rank gives more boldness depending on the random roll. Since military power is important, it is unlikely that you can force a great power or major power into backing down anyway. So let's go to AI country strategies. Each strategy has its own range of random boldness. Lower boldness means a country is more likely to back down. Anti-imperialism is a rare one, I think, so you want to hope for maintained power balance for maximum effect. Thirdly, there's the impact from war goals. For each war goal, the AI calculates the impact by adding the maneuver cost and half the infamy cost. If that war goal is a conquer state war goal, or if it will annex the whole country, then the impact gets doubled. Lastly, a country gets boldness corresponding to half of the war goal impact of all primary war goals. So more primary war goals mean a country is less likely to back down. And now the special stuff. If it is a containment play, add 100 boldness to everyone, so basically no one will back down. Then there's negative boldness if a country has a weak military. Weak means it's less than half of the average of all involved countries, and that can give up to minus 25 boldness. But I don't know how it's applied exactly and when the scaling starts. So I recommend don't rely on it and be happy if it helps. That's all for boldness, so let's have a look at confidence. You can see the confidence of a country during a Diploplay once the Diploplay has started. There's no randomness involved here, but several factors can be hard to anticipate. The most important factor is the force balance between both sides. The stronger side gets confidence and the weaker loses some. Mobilization impacts this. Secondly, if a country has a strong army in general, it will get confidence. The country's army is compared against the average military power of each country in this Diploplay. So depending on the involved countries, it can be hard to calculate. If it is a civil war, an uprising, or if the life of the nation is at stake, then there's a huge boost to confidence. Basically, they will never give up. Then, depending on other ongoing conflicts, confidence gets raised or lowered by 25. There needs to be a conflict with an enemy of somewhat equal strength, not some random native uprising. There are several scaling factors which impact confidence. Essentially, if a country is stable in the sense of internal politics and economy, they get confidence, otherwise they lose confidence. Also, if the enemy is in a bad state, then there's also a scaling increase in confidence. So if you run a deficit economy, then your enemy gets confidence because of your debt. Now we know how boldness and confidence is calculated, but what exactly happens during the Diploplay? There is a chance that a country will back down if confidence plus boldness is below 0. But the backdown can only happen if the Diploplay entered the maneuvers phase. On each tick where the backdown condition is fulfilled, there is a 0.1 chance that the country will actually back down. There are 4 ticks on each day and this phase lasts 60 days. When the countdown to war starts, then the chance for backing down is raised to 0.5% per tick with 20 days within the phase. If confidence plus boldness is even below minus 75, then there's a guaranteed backdown at 95 escalation. What can you do to increase your chances? So if boldness plus confidence is below minus 50, then the backing down chance gets quadrupled. That is why I only asked for one primary war goal in the beginning of this video. Then, depending on the ratio of primary and secondary war goals, you can get another multiplier of up to 3. The war goal impact of your secondary war goals needs to be 3 times as much as the impact from the primary ones. The method I showed in the beginning gets a multiplier of about 2. And lastly, if boldness plus confidence is below minus 75, then a nation is guaranteed to back down at 95 escalation. But that may be hard to achieve consistently unless a nation has a lot of problems to begin with. Now, with this information we can calculate the chances of backing down using 2 binomial distributions. If you satisfy the basic backdown condition for the whole Diploplay, there's a 47% chance of your enemy backing down. It's a turn cost, but it leaves a lot of room for high value war goals. If we get the maximal secondary war goal bonus, that chance raises to 85%. If instead your enemy is below 50 boldness and confidence, you have a massive 92% chance. If you combine both, you get an almost guaranteed 99% chance. And of course, if you fulfill the guaranteed condition, they will always back down at 95 escalation. So far the theory. So I urge everyone to test this approach in game and comment about your results. If you want to see my guide about AI diplomacy, click on the top video. Thanks a lot for watching. If you liked this video, please consider liking and subscribing.